What the actual fuck, Vans?
So go watch that video. It is like mini in a series where it shows product from a specified company, and that product is either being thrown away or is cut and damaged like that. In my own personal experience, I occasionally do dumpster diving. I look for metals to turn into scrap, stuff like that, or just reusable goods. Generally, I pick up tons of stuff. Not all the time, but when I do find stuff, it's great. Anyway, me and my partner went, and we went to go around looking for stuff, and we stopped by an Einstein Bros bagel company. There were like 10 bags of bagels because it was the end of that shift, that time where they were dumping everything. They had already gone, so we weren't there at that time, but they were in the trash. Now we picked some up, and my partner was very upset to find out that the bagels would have been perfectly fine. We were going to give some to homeless, that kind of thing, because there were hundreds of them, just hundreds. But because the employees are directed to destroy them, each of them had cigarette ash in them or other contaminants. And I wouldn't eat them because my concern was somebody could have spit in them, because they're instructed to do stuff like that to destroy them. It is a waste. Every corporation is doing this. And as I've talked about times before, they talk about shrink and they talk about how they're losing money to shoplifters. This is going to continue to happen, the shoplifting and stuff, if you continue to do this. You make more than you can ever possibly sell, trash it, and then spite everybody in need. And for all the people that have this excuse of, well, it's their business, they can do what they want, there needs to be some more responsibility. The laws need to change. For Einstein Bros, they could produce less. It would not hurt them to produce less. It would not hurt them financially to produce less. If they know, and this is the thing, is a lot of people would defend that, and I'll jump back to the Vans thing in a minute, but a lot of people defend that like, well, they don't know how many customers they're going to have. Nope, that's absolute crap. These stores individually may not know entirely. Corporate does. And corporate could be directing them how much to make. But for things like the sake of appearance and for tax write-offs, they will continue to do things like this. It's really simple. Let's say you're going to have 100 customers in, right? And instead of just telling that 101st customer, if you were to sell out, sorry, we're just out for the day, like it used to be, they'll make 200 because they're not set up for extremely small scale in some cases. And then when they throw the other 199 away, they get to write it off as a loss and get money back for that at the end of the year or each quarter, because businesses file quarterly. If you didn't know that, they file their taxes quarterly. And they'll get a write-off for it. Even though they could donate it, the write-off is worth more than the donation. And they don't care about the PR for that. They'll take the negative PR because at this point, the write-off is better for them. Same with Vans. Vans could produce less shoes. They know how much their stores are going to make. They know how many shoes they're going to sell. But rather than saying, we're only going to have 2 or 3 pairs per store right now, and then if somebody shows interest and wants to do a pre-order and then making more later on, nope, they'll make tons and then they'll trash them. They'll damage them and trash them. And I've seen that in my own personal experiences where they purposely do things like cut ties, neckties, destroy shoes, break televisions, all of this. They'll destroy it and write it off is what they'll do. Even in some stores, returns get damaged. They purposefully damage the returns and then write them off because they know they're not going to be able to sell the return as new again. So they'll damage it. And all of these things happen. And it needs to stop. But there's no laws because the people that are currently in office, the people that can help shape and make these laws different, they're out of touch. They buy their stuff brand new. They don't go to Walmart and they're not buying the stuff we are. They're not seeing the sheer amount of waste that we are, and so they're out of touch with it. Whereas people like me who do resell, people like me who try to sell things to get them extra life, I'm an advocate for right to repair. I sell used TV boards, right? So for that, my process is simple. If I get a flat screen TV that's smashed, I do a couple things. Can I plug it in? Does it power on? It does. Do the lights come on? Yes. Can I see enough of the screen that I can see that there's no dark spots and the board's working? Yes. That board is most likely good. That's a simple enough test. And I have plenty of satisfied customers, both personal and repair shops, that buy from me online that the parts are good and it costs them a quarter of the cost and I still make a decent profit and I don't have to charge a ton for it. Same with a ton of things that can be reused that are not. And corporations will try to stop you. I have received Vero listings, or Vero is a verified rights owner. Tell me I can't sell those things because it defames that company. No, it doesn't. It's a used product. It has nothing to do with you. And that's an easy fix too. You could simply say that if you buy an item used, not from the original retailer or original manufacturer, you will not sue them. You cannot sue them. I have no problem supporting that liability. If I buy a third-party sold item that has original branding, I do not expect that company, the original company, is responsible for that. These are common sense laws that need to be passed and to fix right to repair and whatnot. But the waste has got to stop. This waste by corporations is awful.